Retired Major General Garba Wahab is still with us in the studio, so you're just not wondering why he's not wearing his uniform. I have to state there that you're retired. But just quickly, who should be doing something before we went on that break? That's the question we're about to ask. You said that, after the Arepo incident, a number of people thought that something should have been done. Yeah. Who should be doing something about, about this?
Virtually all of us, from NNPC, who owns the pipeline, getting it secured, safeguarded, civil defense, who has the constitutional responsibility, the police, the civil community, the state governors or the state governments, and then even the local and the state, and then the federal government. Everybody has a stake. The civil the community, constitutionally, Section 24 of the Constitution gives everybody the duty of the citizen. You have a responsibility to the country. We want others to do their job, but we don't want to do anything.
So it doesn't look like, in this scenario now, it doesn't look like that's the situation.
It is.
I mean, we've seen a situation where a landlord has taken it upon himself to report militants.
He has reported, and the reaction was not professional enough, because, like I said, it was supposed to be a deliberate attack. If you are going in, you don't just rush into a place. You don't know the people you are going to meet. That's one. But even with that, must we wait until these guys have come back before something is done?
Is that on the part of the citizens then?
That's on the part of the state government. Are we supposed to wait? It's not just
So what should have been done in that instance?
Where are these guys? What is the institution? Do we have enough police stations around? Do we have not just stationing a joint task force? A joint task force is bringing in army, police, civil defense, everybody together to work for a period. When you say joint task force, a task force has a mandate and a time period. There's a time connotation. That's one thing we don't understand in Nigeria. You set up a task force. There must be a time. And usually in the military, when the orders goes out, it's for 3 months, within 90 days. 90 days as a task force, you are supposed to have achieved your mandate. And then you start moving out. So it is not supposed to be a task force. It's supposed to be a permanent station, police station or whatever, to be responsible, to police that area fully. So that's why I said everybody has a responsibility. And those who have been arrested earlier, what had happened? No prosecution. So you are giving that energy to those that believe that nothing will happen to those who are still in the creeks. We've not prosecuted any. Some have been arrested in the past. What is happening to them? And that's the case all over. And we are encouraging impunity. Then nothing will happen to me. Let me go out and do it. And those who are sitting by the fence are now emboldened. Okay, if nothing happens to that guy, so what? But we've forgotten. Justice delayed is justice denied. Even if you keep somebody for so long, you are giving other organizations the opportunity to accuse every other person. Like Amnesty International will jump up and say, security agents had kept these people for so long. What do? You've arrested a kidnapper. You've arrested a terrorist. And the man cannot be prosecuted. If they release, the average man in the street say, oh, this man has been released and is terrorizing us all over again. If the man is kept for so long, Amnesty will come up and say, you've kept this man for as long as beyond what the Constitution allows you to do. So a lot of issues. Everybody wants others to do their job, but what about my job? I'm not ready to do my job. So it's cut across every strata of the society. So if you don't prosecute, you are not encouraging the police to do their job. If the police is not doing their job, they are not being trusted by the community. If the community don't trust, you bring others to come and join them. And then you reduce their own skill.
But, this solution that you propose, that there be a police station close by or a security outpost, close by the place, is that really a solution? Because it would seem that people have lost trust in some instances when, security posts are stationed by. It would seem that over time, even they become involved in or are corrupted by the influences of these militants.
Because one believes that they will be corrupted by the influence of the militants. And that's why I said everybody's responsibility. If you give the average policeman what he requires, in terms of kitting, in terms of accommodation, in terms of emoluments, the man is encouraged to do his job. And moreover, you see there is so much interference in when these people are coming in. It's happening in the military. Even for a long time, we have to check the situation where somebody brings someone. These are not just salary jobs. They are professions. That somebody must be committed. The man coming in must be interested in wanting to do the job. If you don't get the person who is interested, you are bringing somebody because this man is from a village and I need to get a job for him. You are creating a problem for the system.
Because we've seen a situation whereby people, security officers lobby to be posted to certain areas within the NSCDC. They lobby to protect pipelines. You know, it would seem that these kinds of things are more lucrative than they should be.
And that's why I said, if you give the man his emoluments, if you give him what is entitled to, and he does something wrong, you have the mandate to sanction the person. And once he goes out, too bad. But then, when you sanction someone for doing a bad job, there is a lawyer, there's somebody out there who is ready to take up his cause and say, oh, human rights issue. We are always hiding under human rights, but forgetting that the same constitution that provides section 33 to 43 of the constitution that provides for all these human rights also provides for section 45 for, look, in a situation where, for instance, there is an operation, these human rights are derogated, they are restricted. We don't bother to look at that.
Within the military, have we seen anybody, for instance, who's prosecuted for negligence? Because we've heard that, you know, in spite of the fact that soldiers have been posted to the Niger Delta, for instance, we hardly ever hear that people were prosecuted for negligence or for not doing the jobs that they were supposed to do.
You see, don't forget that the military is a closed society. Whatever we do, we keep it within. Even if, for instance, a very senior person, a major general, is accused or believed to have done something, there are processes and procedure. If you believe, look, this man there is going to be a waste of money, waste of resources in training, the chief of army staff has the right to carry his case before the Army Council for this man to be compulsorily retired, and he leaves.
But that is no sanction, because some people will say he leaves with his loot.
It's no sanction to you, but to me, when you compulsorily retire me as a military man, it means so much. There is a massive difference between voluntary retirement and compulsory retirement. When you are compulsorily retired, you cannot come back to the organization, to the government, to say, look, I need something, I want to do so and so. The man is prevented from doing any government, whatever, because that means you've done something bad before you are kicked out.
But doesn't he draw pensions?
Yes, he will draw pension, but the pension is not what the average military man depends on. You have to do some other things. Because if somebody pays you 200,000 naira in a month, and you have to pay for house rent, you have to pay for electricity, you have to pay for a lot of things, and at a level in this society, that man will die in the next 1 or 2 years. He's going to drop dead. And that's why after even retirement, you still want to do something to keep you going.
But General, you know that compulsory retirement is definitely cannot be.
No, I'm just using that one. That's not the only way. There are so many cases that have been tried. But on most occasions, when these guys are jailed, dismissed or whatever, the lawyers outside will go to the civil court, and they argued on most occasions under the human rights issue.